to my channel. Today, as you can tell from the title below, I'm going to be doing my January and February favourites. I decided to do it in 2 months because I find that if I do it every month, I just end up making them too frequently. This year I've decided that I'm going to make my favourite videos a bit different because, as you can probably tell, in the past I've spoken about a huge amount of things, which is good, but it's not really my favourites of the month or the past 2 months then. In this video I'm going to try just narrowing it down, and I'll choose like my favourite movie, my favourite this, my favourite that, instead of talking about a huge amount of things. Anyway, I better get into this, otherwise this will be too long. These past 2 months have been so insanely busy, which is really strange because I've finished school, so I shouldn't be that busy. I decided that I'm going to make a chat with me in the next few days where I'm going to talk about all of those things and tell you guys some really exciting news, because I have a whole bunch of stuff I want to talk about. So instead of flooding this video with it, you guys are going to have to wait for that. I have gone through a huge amount with my hair in the last 2 months. Like, I don't think my hair has ever drastically changed that much within such a short period of time. For years now, I've really wanted bright purple hair. I think it looks really pretty. But then I've also really been interested in ombres because I just love what it looks like. So basically, I decided I wanted to combine the two. So to start off, I wanted to try to lighten the ends of my hair naturally. So I looked up a whole bunch of natural ways to do it. Like, I put cinnamon in my shampoos, and I also put lemon in my hair, and I put chamomile tea in there. I tried out a huge amount of stuff and it just wasn't fast enough, and I was feeling like really impulsive. So what I did is I got this L'Oreal Wild Ombre kit, and I basically just bleached my own hair, which was really scary, and it smelled so bad. Like, I felt like I was gonna pass out. I don't know if I'm just a baby with this type of stuff, but it was just so strong. I was really happy with it. But then I had to wait a few weeks, and then I knew I could dye it purple. So I ended up getting this bright purple L'Oreal hair dye in the shade Intense Violet. And I was so excited for this whole day. I was like, oh my god, my hair's gonna look exactly like this, and I was just like pumped. I ended up dyeing it that night and it went black. And I was so freaked out and so confused, and my ombre was gone, and I was just like, oh my god. Honestly, I started crying because I just felt like all those weeks of like trying to prepare how I wanted my hair were just a waste. So basically what I did is I shampooed my hair about 6 times, like properly shampooed. It did lighten my hair quite a bit. It didn't look purple though, but I could sort of see the ombre, and it was a bit lighter. Since then it's just been fading, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but now my ombre is back. Like, it probably isn't noticeable on camera, but if I go like this, it might be. Is it? I don't know. This is a completely different colour if you look in the sun. Moving on to skincare, I haven't really done anything different, and I've been really happy with my skin. Like, this is probably the best my skin has been in a very long time. I'm always going to really like just trying out new things like masks and scrubs and pore strips. So recently I purchased the Biore Deep Cleansing Pore Strip, and I have used these in the past. Like, I'll buy it and then it will last about 6 months. And honestly, I don't know if this makes a huge difference. Not much really comes out of my nose when I use it. Not out of my nose, like out of the pores in my nose. Because honestly, I think I'm quite lucky. I can't really see my pores. And I don't really know why that is, because I don't use like stuff to reduce my pores. I've just never really been able to see them. So therefore, there's not like much gunk in there. But I just find it really nice, and I think it's really like refreshing, and you feel really clean and stuff. And plus, they're really cheap. It's like $8 and you get 6 of them. Moving on to makeup, I feel like that's the best way to do it because it's like hairs first, skincare's underneath, and then makeup goes on top. I haven't been wearing a huge amount of makeup. I've only been wearing it if I'm going out to like a party or like to the city and for filming. And for filming, I never really do anything drastic. I just put on like a BB cream, a lipstick, and like mascara and eyebrows. I never do like proper contouring and stuff like that unless it's tutorial. But when I have been doing my makeup properly, I have been loving using this Too Faced Chocolate Medium Deep Matte Bronzer. You guys would have seen me use it in my Kylie Jenner tutorial. I honestly think this is probably one of the best products for contouring. I'm not good at judging though because this is the only one I've used, but when I see other ones in tutorials and stuff, I don't like it as much as this one. It has a really nice tone to it, so it just looks like shadows. It doesn't just look like I have orange on my face. Also, it smells like chocolate, and it's really strong. Like, You can smell it on your face too, which I really, really like. Lately, I've been buying a lot of cheap makeup. I've just been looking out for sales everywhere possible. So even if I don't know what something's gonna look like, if I know it's like half price, I just buy it because I think it's a really good way to discover new products that you wouldn't usually buy. So that's how I discovered this lipstick. I was at this little stand in my local shopping center and they just had so much stuff. If you just walk past, it looks kind of crappy, but then when you look up close, it has like Maybelline lipsticks and some L'Oreal products, which is awesome. So I grabbed this lipstick and I honestly had no idea what it was going to look like. So I just bought it because I think it was about $6 or something, which is better than $17, so I was like, sure. It ended up being this really nice peach color. I'm actually wearing it on my lips right now. By the way, this is in the shade 535 in Park Avenue Peach. It's so close to that kind of Kylie Jenner lip look, which is so irritating because I bought this after I did that tutorial. Now moving on to nails. I'm not going to be talking about this one, but I do actually really like this. I really wanted to talk about this nail polish I got early in the year, and it is this really pretty OPI nail polish in a corally pinky red shade, and I loved this. I saw this when I walked into Priceline and I was like, wow, I really, really want that. This is in the shade My Chihuahua Bites. I really like that name. It's annoying trying to describe OPI shades though because it doesn't give you a hint in the name, which is really annoying. You guys might have seen this in a couple of videos. I'm not sure actually, but this is a Kmart Comforting Vanilla and Jasmine fragrant candle, and I've been loving this so much. It's such a sweet smell, but it's like not sickly and it's definitely comforting. That's a great way to explain it. They really thought about that in the title. I've been really, really loving this one. This food I don't have here, which is really annoying, but I've been really loving frozen cubed mangoes, and I was just obsessed with them. They were so convenient because normal mangoes are kind of a pain in the ass. Like you have to like cut them open and you can't really cube them because they're too liquidy and it's just annoying. So I thought it was just so awesome that I could just pour them into a bowl and snack on them, and they tasted so good. Drink-wise, I've been treating myself and I've been having hot chocolates, which is really interesting for me because most hot chocolates make me feel sick. I don't know if it's the mixture or the milk, but they just do. I've been having the Swiss Miss, random brand, just a hot cocoa mix with little marshmallows. Comes with a little sachet like this, and it has little mini marshmallows in there. You basically just pour it into a cup and then add hot milk in it and stir, and it tastes really, really good, which is such a big deal for me because, as I said, even in some cafes and stuff, I haven't liked their hot chocolate, so I'm so happy about this. I feel really weird having this category in here because it sounds like I'm like, oh my god, I'm such a gamer, but I mean like my version of gaming. At the moment, we fit. I'm not gonna lie guys, I have only used this once in the past 2 months, but the reason that I included this was because I enjoyed it so much. I had so much fun. Like, I haven't done that much exercise in so long, so it is a big deal that like I managed to have fun throughout it and I did it for a long period of time. So I really want to try to start making it time to do this, even if it's just once a week or something, because I just love the games on it, and I think it's a really good way to do exercise. Even just when I was jogging on the spot and I was like virtually jogging around that park, I just thought that was more interesting than jogging in public, which I know sounds kind of sad because I could see like a real park, but I just don't really like jogging in front of people and I just don't feel that safe out in public. So I feel like this is a much better and definitely safer alternative. I've been watching a huge amount of movies lately since I finished school because obviously I've had the time to, but one that really, really stood out to me is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Has anybody seen it? Let me know in the comments if you have and what you thought of it. I honestly thought it was amazing. My boyfriend has spoken about it for a while because he watched it in his psychology class at school. I just thought it was such a good idea for a movie and they did it really well, and I like the characters and the acting. I think we only began watching it about 4 weeks ago, but since then we've been really dedicated. We've been watching How I Met Your Mother from the very first episode because I recently realized that I haven't seen any of the last season and I love the show. Like, I was obsessed with it when I was watching it years back. So my boyfriend and I decided that we'll start from the beginning, watch it the whole way through, and then we can finally see the ending together. I don't know what happens, and please don't spoil it for me in the comments because that would just be like the meanest thing ever. Not many shows out there that I can just watch one after the other, but I do that with this show because I just find the characters really interesting and it's so funny, and like the plot is really like interesting, and I'm like, ooh, what's gonna happen next? And as soon as there's like romance in shows, I just get addicted. Honestly, I haven't been listening to a lot of music, and again, that is because I haven't sorted out my phone yet. I've had my dad's phone for like 4-5 months now, and I still haven't synced any of my stuff onto it. But I've been listening to iTunes Radio quite a bit, which is sort of annoying because some of the music I just hate, and it only allows you to skip like 4 songs. So sometimes I'm in the shower, I'm like, I hate this song. But one song I've been really liking, which I know a bunch of people really hate, and it's called Love Me Like You Do by Ellie Goulding, and it's actually #1 on iTunes right now because it was in the 50 Shades of Grey soundtrack. By the way, if you've seen that movie, let me know in the comments. That's one movie I haven't seen this month, so I'm just wondering what you guys think of it. If you've read the book, was it similar? Was it as good as people made it out to be? I don't know, just be interesting. Have a discussion below. Love me like you do, la la, love me like you do. Touch me like you do, touch me like you do. What are you waiting for? Anyway, last thing I'm going to talk about is my book and magazine favorites. For once, I actually have included the book because I read a whole book. Are you guys proud of me? It took me a little while to get into it because I always tend to do that with books, like I read a chapter at a time. But I got to a certain point in the book where I ended up reading about this much, which is like a third of the book in one night. A lot of you guys would already know this book, but I was reading Girl Online by Zoe Sugg, who is a YouTuber. You probably know her as Zoella. I didn't have very high hopes for this book. I did really want to read it and I wanted to own it because I like being supportive of YouTubers, and it did sound like a pretty good storyline, so I just went with it. And at the start I was kind of like, yeah, it's okay, but it ends up being so much better than I expected. Like, I loved the book. I loved the characters in it. I thought they were really, really unique, and it was really cool because I watch a lot of her friends and her on YouTube, so I could see how a lot of them would have inspired her character-wise and stuff, which I thought was really interesting. Yeah, I love this book. If you've read it, let me know in the comments what you thought of it. Don't spoil it for people because I hate spoilers. Last thing I've been reading, which is probably exactly what you guys expected, is a Frankie magazine. I realized recently that when I mention these magazines, I don't really say anything about them. I've decided that in my favorite videos, I'm going to flick through and find an article I found really interesting and then just talk about it a little bit, because if it interests you, then maybe you're the type of person that would enjoy reading magazines like this. So one article that stood out to me was an article called The Joys of Staying In. It was basically a story of a girl that kind of spent her life thinking that she always had to go out and stuff like that, which I can kind of relate to because I know that I enjoy staying indoors like probably more than the average person, and I sometimes feel that way. I'm often just like, oh, why don't I want to go out as often? Like, is something wrong with me? And I just thought it was really interesting because it kind of had a really positive spin on that whole stigma of staying in. Because I feel like it is something that people should kind of get over. You know, if someone says, oh no, they're staying in tonight, they didn't want to go out, people go, oh, it's like, why should we feel bad for them? They might be perfectly happy sitting in bed watching Orange Is the New Black and eating popcorn. Like, who are we to judge? Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments what have been some of your favorite things from those categories. Obviously, I don't expect anyone to answer all of them, but just let me know one of those favorite things because it would be really cool to know what other people love. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I hope you guys have a really good day or night or morning. Day would have just passed as morning. I don't know why I said that. Bye guys, love you. And it was only $3 and it is my favorite. Oh, my voice just broke. Marshmallow flavor chocolate. Wait, whoops, it just went into Spanish. It's just called marshmallow flavor. Wait, what?